Well, we are just 4 sleeps and counting to Grey Cup kickoff. The Roughriders and the Alouettes are gearing up to battle it out in Winnipeg on Sunday. The city is already buzzing with excitement and festivities, and that is where we find CBC's Tori Gillis, who is live right now at Princess Auto Stadium in Winnipeg. Good afternoon, Tori.
Good afternoon, Peter.
How would you describe the general mood in Winnipeg right now?
You know, it's still anticipatory right now. We are kind of leading up to those big events. So right now we're seeing a lot of fellow reporters. And then, of course, today was a big day to talk to the teams. So, I mean, we've been in touch with some of the volunteers who are part of the Grey Cup Festival, but not so much with the fans yet.
Yeah, what are, some of the types of activities that are going to be gearing up for Grey Cup week?
Well, Pete, it wouldn't be Manitoba without a social, of course. So there are socials going on. And then you'll remember from past Grey Cups, of course, each of the teams have their parties, their themed parties. So we'll be watching out for Riderville this week. And then there are concert series. There's a taste of the CFL competition between chefs from each of the CFL cities. Just a whole lot of happening.
Yeah, well, and you can tell that you have roots in Manitoba, Tori, because you mentioned socials right off the top. But I'm wondering, as someone who knows the city very well, who knows the CFL very well, how do you think Winnipeg feels about so many Rider fans coming to town?
Well, I can tell you the group chat with all of my Winnipeg cousins has been lighting up today, and they're all chirping me. So I can tell you how people in my family feel about this. And there's maybe a little bit of bitterness there.
Well, look, the teams have already arrived. You spent all day talking to players and coaches. How would you describe just the general mood from the Riders?
Man, we've talked about this all season, how they've been business-like, and that is the same theme going into this game. It is a special day. It's a big week. There's a lot happening, but you can tell they're ready to go to work as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that sense as well. Like you said, it's kind of been all business this season. You really saw it from their coach and quarterback, and here's what some of head coach Corey Mace had to say earlier today about leading his team into the Grey Cup.
Yeah, I think it's just more along the lines of trying to structure it, for us trying to structure the day as close as possible to the routine that we're used to, but just having the understanding that, there's going to be a little bit of manipulation of time. And with that, you just got to be able to sacrifice and understanding that, whatever needs to get done, we'll get it accomplished, even though it might not be streamlined of what we're used to. The cadence of how it's going is what we're used to. So if nothing else, honestly, it gives more time for the guys to settle and spend some more time together, specifically being, put together in a hotel. And, we don't know anybody in this city, so, they're going to spend more time together. And, teams that get to this point, I think it's a benefit.
Yeah, Tori, I'd argue that Corey Mace is the biggest reason the Riders are back in the Grey Cup. Are you getting that sense from his team?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of praise for that, and then a lot of praise for one another, as he was mentioning there too. These players are almost having a feeling of a second training camp, really. They're all like locked together, they're sticking together, they're doing everything together, and they're getting ready for Sunday.
Well, another big reason for the Riders' success, of course, quarterback Trevor Harris, and here's what he told you earlier today about the Grey Cup experience.
We've definitely been relaying the message of try and not get caught up in all the hoopla, and but soak it in as well, because like I said, there's a lot of people that care about what I say this week, which is not something that'll always be true. And so the fact that you get to stand in front of a mic and be remiss to not just continue mentioning my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and what He's done for me, and I just try and just live in the moment and take everything for what it is, but keep the main thing, which is playing the game on Sunday.
Tori, a lot of people weren't sure about a 39-year-old quarterback leading their team this season. What do you think stands out most with Trevor Harris?
Well, I will say, over the past few weeks, as the Riders secured that CFL West final, and then, of course, there's a bye leading up to that, I was chuckling to myself when we heard from Trevor Harris, because he just is a guy who likes to play ball. Like, he did not like to sit and rest up and do all those things. He wanted to be on the field, and that's something you hear from him all the time. But again, you heard in that tape too, him and all the other players we talked to, there's so much gratitude for this moment. I think a lot of them are really drinking it in.
Yeah. I love when Trevor Harris all sees, oh, shoot, I just love playing football. Oh, shoot.
So good. Yeah, that aw shoot every time. Just let me out there, coach.
Tori, have you seen or talked to any Rider fans yet?
Not yet, not too much. But I will tell you, we did go get, our media accreditation. You have to do the housekeeping when you first come to town. And we were early. They said, oh, you're our first ones. We'll get ready. And I complimented the one volunteer. I said, is that a Grey Cup ribbon skirt you've made? I asked her a few questions. And she said, wait, you guys are from Saskatchewan? And she pulls up her blue and gold, Grey Cup volunteer shirt. She has got a Rider shirt underneath.
Fantastic. I love it. Tori, I'm wondering what this is all like for you, because again, you are a big CFL follower, and you're like today you got to interview pretty much every player on both teams. What has it been like?
You have to not be starry-eyed, and it did take a little effort for me to do that. I did snap a picture and send it to my dad of the Grey Cup, and I said, look what is in the room with me. So it's really exciting. It's also a little bit funny, this stadium, it's almost like a bit of a bizarro world to Mosaic Stadium. It's the wrong color maybe, but the right place to be.
You're allowed to fan over the Grey Cup trophy itself. That's a neutral thing that we can all love.
That's okay, right?
That's okay, exactly. Tori, thank you so much for this.
You bet.